Not every celebrity is as gung-ho about going on talk shows as you might think. And with some hosts trying to get the funniest or craziest bits they can with celebs, things can get a bit weird. This is when talk show hosts make celebrities uncomfortable. You're not going to want to miss this.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Number 7. Cara Delevingne. Suicide Squad villain and of Paper Towns fame, Cara has proven time and again that she is a versatile dynamo of an actress on screen, but that talent doesn't always translate to talk show TV. According to Hollywood Gossip, she certainly isn't the biggest fan of interviews either. That being said, things got pretty awkward when she stopped by the Good Day Cruise morning show segment on then-hit movie Paper Towns. While the TV hosts were pretty upbeat and chipper, Cara herself hadn't exactly got out on the right side of the bed. You gotta see this. The star was getting super downbeat and clearly didn't want to be there. The host ended up just flat out asking her, "Are you just exhausted?" in reference to the press tour for the film. The host then told the star off, saying, "We'll let you take a little nap and then maybe get a Red Bull."
Are you just exhausted?
No, I think it's just you.
I think it probably is us.
Yeah.
Well, then on that note...
We figured as much.
We'll let you go then. How about that?
All right.
We'll let you go take a little nap, maybe get a Red Bull. How about that?
Cara Delevingne, thank you so much.
This was pretty rude, and Cara clearly didn't take a liking to the comment. Fans alike were pretty shocked, but her sour face said it all. Movie promotion can be an exhausting and trying experience for actors and actresses who get dragged from one press event to the next. Of course, these are movie stars, so people aren't exactly sure where to draw the line. One thing is clear, this rude little comment didn't go unpunished. Cara has yet to return to the Good Day morning show to promote any other movie of hers. It's nothing, though. You're not going to believe these interview stories. We're just getting into it, so keep watching. Number 6. Ellen DeGeneres and Katy Perry. Ellen's been getting dragged through the news lately with an onslaught of stories about how rude and mean she can be behind the scenes. The story of her super awkward and tense interview with super pop star Katy Perry is no different. Ellen's entire approach to interviews can sometimes be intrusive. It sometimes pays off big for audiences. She's not afraid to get into it with celebrities, and she tries her best to make their experience on the show fun and entertaining. Of course, as most people have learned by now, sometimes she'll push the envelope a bit too far.
Is this a setup?
Yes, it is.
This was definitely the case when she decided to play a Would You Rather game with Katy Perry. You won't believe what she asked her. Ellen geared the game up by saying Perry would have to choose between 2 celebrities that she would want to marry. While this was already somewhat intrusive, Perry played it cool and joked around by saying, "Do I have to? Again?"
Again!
The comment is a reference to her 2-year high-profile celebrity marriage to comedian Russell Brand that ended in flames. Of course, Ellen was pretty confused by the statement. The entire crowd seemed to get the reference, but Ellen didn't seem to have the slightest clue. That's when things started to get pretty cringy. Katy had to remind Ellen that she was once married to a guy named Russell Brand. Ellen played it off cool, but it was definitely pretty crazy that she didn't seem to know anything about her celebrity guest. Katy was pretty shocked by her memory lapse and even went on to remind Ellen that she had given her wedding gifts on this very show years before.
Remember, you gave me some wedding gifts on this show.
Yes, I do.
Cool.
Yeah,
This will continue to go down by fans as the most awkward moment on The Ellen Show. Number 5. Vince McMahon and Bob Costas. Bob Costas' On the Record program had a 4-year stint on HBO and was pretty popular amongst late-night viewers. But it wasn't without its weird moments, one of which was when Bob made Vince pretty uncomfortable in a segment you're not going to want to miss. At the time, WWE head Vince McMahon was taking a shot at making his own football league known as the XFL. Of course, it didn't work out, but when he brought it up with Bob Costas, he got pretty embarrassed. It all goes back to Vince's plan for the XFL. He wanted to create a more intense and extreme version of the player safety-focused NFL we see broadcast all over the country. The league ended up failing around the same time when Vince came on the record to try and talk about what happened. Bob Costas got into it with him, though, citing the league's violence and then using that as a launching point to attack the WWE. Costas questioned McMahon about the WWE possibly spreading violence in society. It was a pretty loaded question that led to an intense altercation between the two. Vince got so upset that he started to lean forward in his chair, and producers were on standby as if the WWE president was going to hit Costas. Costas himself seemed to get pretty nervous and wasn't sure what was about to happen. One thing was for sure, these kinds of questions weren't appreciated by McMahon, and he was very upset.
Would you fix the games?
What a ridiculous statement.
McMahon threatened Costas on national television and told him to shut his mouth. Flash forward years later, and McMahon is trying to bring back the XFL League to little success. We'll just have to wait and see what happens next. Number 4, Samuel L. Jackson.
Take a seat, young Skywalker.
This one's a pretty unfortunate experience, but Sam Jackson definitely put this interview in his place. Whilst promoting the movie RoboCop, Jackson did a press interview with a local TV reporter, and things definitely got super uncomfortable. You don't want to miss this. The host and Jackson were getting along, and the interview all seemed to be going as planned. That wasn't until the interview thought that Jackson was actually Lawrence Fishburne.
You know what? See, you're as crazy as the people on Twitter. Right. I'm not Lawrence Fishburne.
There's really no excuse for this kind of mistake, and made it pretty clear how ignorant the host was. Samuel L. Jackson's name was on the teleprompter. The host had been briefed time and again on who he was about to speak to, but clearly he didn't have his head on straight. This one's crazy. Of course, when Jackson heard this mistake, he took the anchor to town. The star burst out, "We don't all look alike. We might be black and famous, but we don't all look alike. You're busted."
We don't all look alike.
Fallon, you're
we may
exactly
be all
right.
black and famous,
You
but
are
we all don't look
guilty.
alike.
I am guilty.
Next question.
I am guilty.
The host was clearly very embarrassed, to say the least. His co-anchors had a good laugh at his expense. Jackson then reminded the host that he was supposed to be an entertainment reporter, and he should probably know the difference if that's his job to know about different actors and actresses. Number 3, Colbert and Ansari. Now hailed as the king of late night, Stephen Colbert has had a string of awkward and uncomfortable comments on race. Things got super weird when he brought on comedian Aziz Ansari to promote his new work. Colbert laced in a few jokes about Aziz's desire to show more diversity in TV shows. Colbert did this by denoting, "Does having you on my show make this count as diverse at all?"
You've talked about the not enough people of color, minorities represented on television. Is having you on my show, does that count at all?
Yeah.
Does it count?
Yeah.
I'm trying to do my part.
It's really diverse right now. It's
Right
like
now,
50% diverse.
50% of the people on TV.
Colbert doesn't stop there, though. He then goes on to make things worse by mistaking Aziz's book title. Aziz points it out and jokes maybe someone should be fired for that. Colbert responds with, "God, I hope it's a white guy."
Modern love?
Modern romance.
Sorry, really?
Let's call it modern romance.
Really? My card says modern love.
Oh, somebody's gonna get fired.
Wow. God, I hope it's a white guy.
Who knows what the talk show host was going for here, but it definitely did not work. Fans have called him out over it ever since. Number 2, Robert Downey Jr. At one time, Downey was considered a part of the Brat Pack. He was considered a black sheep of Hollywood for his renegade attitudes and high-profile celebrity life. His substance abuse issues quickly led him downhill, and things just seemed to get worse and worse until he finally cleaned up his act years later. He worked really hard to clean up his image and then became Iron Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This transition was hailed by fans and critics alike and was a huge part of him becoming so successful. Of course, Downey would continue in the Marvel franchise and has since gone down as one of the greatest actors. Back in 2015, one Channel 4 interviewer tried asking some more than uncomfortable questions of Downey that did not go over well. The interview was supposed to be about his role in the Iron Man movies, but quickly diverged and became about his dark past and his political affiliations. Downey did his absolute best to stay calm, but you could see that he was getting very upset.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
It became clear that the interviewer was not going to be asking anything about his movie and was just trying to get some scoop on the actor's personal life. Downey cut the interview off and ended up just walking out altogether. Number 1, Ellen and Cher. It should be no surprise that Ellen makes it a second time on this list in our number 1 spot. This was yet another example of Ellen taking things with a celebrity guest a bit too far.
When we shot this video, I couldn't wait for it to come out, and then
Somehow I don't remember it.
Well, I'm gonna tweak your memory right now.
When she had on world-famous musical icon Cher, she pushed the envelope and got pretty rude. You have to see this. Cher takes her work very seriously and wants to be treated as such, but Ellen had other plans. At first, everything seemed to be going fine. Ellen took Cher to a hair salon where they would be surprising guests by trying to give them each a fun haircut. This was a fun idea, and Cher was totally into it. Ellen did what she usually does and tried to make things funny, referencing old Cher hairstyles that are definitely expired and cracking other jokes. Of course, this is when things started to get way out of hand. At one point, Ellen kept dousing the hair of one guest Cher was working on with water. Cher insisted she stop, but Ellen just kept going until Cher started to get upset. It was pretty awkward and definitely not Ellen's finest moment. Well, that's all for our 7 times when talk show hosts made celebrities uncomfortable. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. That's all for today. Have a good one.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.